Hi guys, it's me and I'm out finally on a wild camp and I'm going to be camping in there. It's going to be a little cheeky little camp hid away in that tiny little spot, so hopefully I can set up everything in there. So keep watching and enjoy this video. By the way, I'm Darren Ellis, aka Wild Camper 1967. So if you like what you see after this video, give it a thumbs up. So I guess now if you want to see the video, it's run those credits. So here we go. Hi guys, I have finally managed to get out to go and do a camp. Yes, you can start cheering now if you want, just don't get too excited. It's been about 3 weeks, I think, since my last camp. As some of you may already know if you've seen my previous videos, that I've been out of action with a really bad viral chest infection. I'm still not over it fully 100% now. I'm still not all 100% fit. But it's been, well, I say it's been, it feels like a lifetime since I last been out and do a camp. Sadly, I'm not doing the camp I wanted to do. I was going to do that little spooky stealth wild camp, as I said in my video. But my bloody car is playing its little tricks on me again. I know what it is. It's just an O2 sensor, which it's messing up my fuel system. It's telling me I've got too lean mixture of fuel, whatever it is, something like that. It's about a 15-pound part. I've replaced the crankshaft sensor, easy job, but I've now got to do this long-term issue I've had with the O2 sensor. It goes into the catalytic converter and then that links into the computer and bits and pieces. If you're a mechanic, you know what I'm on about. I don't. I know nothing about mechanics. I know how to fix things, but that's about it. But that's enough of that rubbish. Right, so what I'm doing is a local camp, and it's a bit of a cheeky camp, really, because I can't show you yet because we're not nowhere near. But if you can see over there, there is a little bit of a wooded area. Now, you get a lot of dog walkers here, and I mean a lot amount of dog walkers come through here. But there is also a little track. You've got to climb over a gate, over a fence to get into it, which people also go in there walking about. You get runners in there. And I did a little recce in there earlier today, and I found a little bit of a sneaky area just about a metre or so from the little pathway that people walk and run when they're doing a little bit of a cross-country training, whatever they do. And I'm going to try and get in there. I've already marked it on the ground with a little wooden X, so I can't miss where it is. And it's basically snuck in between two little true trees and some shrubs, and I'm hoping my tent will set up in there, because I brought the Old Faithful out, the Bobcat, and I'm going to use that in there, and I'm hoping it will fit. It's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze. I was going to do a bivvy, but as I'm still not feeling 100%, so I decided just to stick with the tent and just do a basic local camp at the moment. As soon as I can get my car fixed, yes, I will be doing that spooky camp. I will be definitely getting out there. That's 100% promise to you guys. It's just I don't fancy chances of driving my car there, because what happens is it sometimes will just shut off on me and then it might not start for about 30 seconds. And being a Mini, never buy a second generation Mini. It's a pain in the ass. So yeah, I've got to get that fixed before I do this sort of like spooky camp. I did have a wander around the graveyard here as well to see if I could find a little sneaky spot there, but sadly I couldn't find one there. But yep, that's it. That's my plans for tonight. A little cheeky sort of selfish camp in there. So we're going to be getting in there in a minute and I'll show you exactly where it is. So stay tuned, guys. I'm not far away from the little gateway that I've got to go through. It's only just up there, and then I can hop over the fence and I will be in that little piece of wood there. There is the main road that side, right over there is a big wall, and then you've got that little separation piece and this into Corsham Court, which is where, as you can see probably there, all the dog walkers are. So I've got to sneak over that fence without being seen. So let's go for it, shall we? Because we're almost there. That's where I've got to go, just up there. Right, as you can see, I'm in here. And let me spin the camera around and I'll show you what I mean about it's a trackway that people use on a regular basis. As you can see, there is this little pathway and it's well worn, so it's regularly used. So it's a case of getting into where I need to get into a bit quickish, just in case someone does come along here. Don't get many people walking dogs in here, but you do get a few runners in here. When I was doing a little bit of recce of the woods earlier, I come across 2 runners just taking a shortcut through here. I don't know where it leads to at the far end, but you have to climb a fence to get into here. There's no gateway to get in. So yeah, hopefully I'm not going to get disturbed. And now I've just got to look out for my little cross on the floor. I put 2 wooden sticks across to find where I want to be. So let's go and find them and then I can show you the area where I'm going to be camping tonight. Bet you thought I was going to do another walk by, didn't you? Wrong, because this is where I'm going to be camping. There's my X that marks the spot. And I'm going to try to get in there. Right, the tent's set up. I'm going to have a walk by and see if we can notice it. And there you go. I don't know if you can see. You might just see the bottom where it says OEX. But the camo net's up there. So yeah, anyone passing by, they're not actually going to see it. Well, fingers crossed they're not going to see it. If you're just walking by like this, unless you're directly looking, you can't see. The only problem is I've now got to clamber back through there to try to get back to the tent, and it is a bit of a challenge getting into here. Also, I haven't got much room inside my area as well for moving around. Sorry if it's gone a bit dark, but yeah. Right there is a footpath and the main road that leads to Whitehall Garden Centre, and here in this tiny little space, I don't know if you can really see much from that, is where I'm camping tonight. So I'm just going to crack on setting up and then I'll get back to you guys with a little bit of a chat. So stick around, keep watching. I am now in the trichology chair. I seriously needed this when I did my last camp. The serious backache I had sitting in that bobcat upright. It was very painful, to say the least. So yeah, I'm glad I brought this little baby with me. Best thing I've got in my camping kit. Highly recommend, if you haven't got one, go and get one. All right, it doesn't have to be a Trichology one. Excuse me. As you notice, I still got my cough. Don't have to be a Trichology one. I think OEX does them. There are quite a few people now making these type of chairs, and they are comfy, very, very comfy, and they're lightweight. They don't take up much space as well in your bag. So yeah, get one if you're going to do wild camping. Now, to you guys, I would like to thank you, especially all you guys who have hit that subscribe button. Because of you guys, I am now up to 56 subscribers, and I know it might not sound like a huge number, but I am fully happy with the amount I've got. Massive thank you to every single one of you for hitting that button. So if you're going to watch this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, carry on hitting those buttons, guys. Get those subs up for me, see where we can go with it. I would also like to thank quite a few people as well who've messaged me. They've made comments on the fact that when I did the video about why I wasn't camping because of my virus, and gave me some kind words. So huge thank you to you guys if you watch this video. And also to that little stove, some of the people made comments on that. Much appreciated. And I am going to literally try out what one guy said. He said, don't bother putting that pot stand on, just stick your frying pan or your pot on the top of it, because it's got the dual rings. They would just burst out the flames out the side ones. So I'm going to give that a go if you're watching this and see how it goes. I also want to say thank you to one guy. I'm not saying his name. He knows who he is, who gave me sort of a little bit of advice, and he was very, very logical in what he said. A couple of my videos, especially the one about when I said why I've been doing camping for a few weeks because of my virus, he said it was a good video, but it did turn on a bit of the dark side, simply because I was talking about sort of like bug out stuff and various bits and pieces like that. And the case was, hold on, someone's just going by, don't know if you could hear them. The main road is out there and the footpath is just beyond that wall. The wall's only about that thick, and I've got people walking by over there as well, not far away. So I'm whispering a little bit, okay? Yeah, as I was saying, he said it was a really good video, but it went on a bit of the dark side. And it has got that way. It slipped over more negative than positive when you're talking about stuff like that. And it is about getting out here and leaving all that crap at home. You know, all those concerns and worries, excuse me, of what's going on in life, leave it at home. And that's basically what he said. When he goes out, he leaves everything, all that bits and all that junk and all that lot at home, because he comes out and makes the most of what he's doing now. And that's what it's about, making the most of what you're doing here and now. So yeah, as Yaz and the Plastic Population once said, and well, sang in 1988, the only way is up, baby. So yeah, no more negative crap about bug outs and that lot. Just enjoy the moment and keep it real. So cheers to you for that advice if you're watching. So yeah, all your comments, big cheers to you guys. They are really appreciated. So keep them coming in. If you want to know anything, just ask. If you've got anything to say about any of the bits of kit I'm using, just throw the questions at me or throw the comments at me. And if you just want to know anything, know what I'm up to, what I'm going to be doing next, feel free to message me. You can always get me through YouTube, Facebook, or on Instagram. So yeah, just check out all that. It's all in the links on my channel anyway. You can, just go on it and just find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram. I've also added, excuse me, the buy me a coffee thing as well. Everyone's doing it, so I thought I'll sign up with it. So I'm going to put the QR code up for you. Yeah, so if you do fancy helping my channel out by buying me a coffee, go for it. Yeah, for some reason when you click on the QR code, it comes up in dollars, and I haven't got a clue why. My subscription to it, or whatever you want to call it, sign up to it, comes up as UK pounds, but for some reason when you click on the QR code, it comes up dollars. Anyone got any advice on that, why it's done that? I haven't got a clue, but I did try changing it, but it just stays on US dollars. So yeah, if you click on the channel and you see that come up, yes, it is UK pounds, not dollars, okay? And hopefully I should get my car sorted soon. It's just a case of ordering the part I need. I will be able to get out and do that little spooky camp like I did say to you guys I'll do. Thing is, what you got to understand as well, I don't normally do stealth type camping. So to me, even though this is quite a safe camp, you know, chances of me getting seen is quite slim. It's still a stealthy camp to me because I normally do the safe style woodland camping where I just go out in the middle of the woods somewhere and, you know, you can guarantee 100% you're not going to see anyone or come across anything out there other than wild animals. So doing something like this where there is a chance that, you know, I can be heard over there or people walking along the little path bit here, you know, getting seen. To me, that is sort of a stealthy camp. So that's why I put it down as a bit of a cheeky camp. So yeah, it's the process of moving into the stealthy side, getting out of my comfort zone and doing the more stealthier bits. So that's why this is, to me, a stealth camp. Well, as you can hear, I'm right next to the main road. But no, you're not going to get me camping on any roundabouts, so don't ask, okay? I think too many people have done it by now, and I'm not insane enough to do a camp on a roundabout. That takes a lot of guts to go and whack up a tent, or whatever you're going to do, on a roundabout. I've watched the Idiot Outdoors do it, and Blot as well, Blot channel. Some more people going by. Yes, and Blot, is it Blot? Blot, whatever it is. You know who I'm on about if you watch this channel, where he did the smallest stealth camp on a roundabout. Those two guys are mental, you know, on a roundabout. Not me, no. You're not going to get me on a roundabout, no matter how much you ask, all right? I don't care how many people click a subscribe button, I am not camping on a roundabout. Yes, I do plan on doing the graveyard one, the cemetery one. Like I said, there is one I know. It's basically, there's no church there. It's just this enclosed, large, squared area with shrubs and trees and everything around it, with some very, very old gravestones in there. So I might be doing that one. Well, I will be doing that one at some point. It's not too far away from me, so I can walk it if my car still hasn't got fixed by then. It's only about, I say, 4 mile walk from me. So yeah, that might be my next one. After doing this camp, that might be my next one. Doing the little graveyard one. And I've also got an EMF meter, and it's very, very sensitive. Some of you might have seen other channels, people use them on their other channels. I think it's the Brother Wild. There's a little rectangle one with, it's like a coloured piece of card on it and some LED lights, and they just light up when the electromagnetic field changes in the area. Now I've got more of an advanced one, and it's very, very sensitive. Put it this way, if I put it on the long setting, because it's got the average setting, small, mid-range setting and long-range setting, something like that on those lines. 100% not sure without looking at it. So if I put it on the long-range one, as in this really sensitive pickup, turn on my microwave, this thing bleeps like anything. This literally every single light on it lights up and it starts bleeping. Put it on my body, I can run it through my body and it will pick up the electromagnetic field around my body. So I might take that into my next camp if I do the cemetery, the graveyard one, and set that up and see if that thing lights up. And if it does, you might catch me on camera sprinting out of that cemetery, that graveyard, like a bloody rocket if it lights up. I will be switching off my phone so it doesn't pick up any signal from my phone, and I will show you that my phones are on, because I know some of them, if you get a phone call or text, it will pick up on the electromagnetic field and set it off. Well, I will have my phone off, and I will show you that my phone's off if I do it. So if it does light up, it's because it's genuinely picking up something. So that's my next plan on my next camp. So if you want to keep up to date when that camp is going to be done, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and keeping up to date with what I'm up to, because I do plan on doing that one, maybe not next week, but the weekend after. I've got a few bits and pieces to do. I still got to crack on with my summer house because I'm just paneling all tongue and groove on the inside, making it look, well, I say it's a summer house. It's no longer a standard summer house because it's got heating in it, full electrics in it, my telly in it, excuse me, stereo system in it, my old 1980s hi-fi system. So yeah, it's not quite what you would call a summer house. It's more of what you might classify as a man cave. Right, I'm now gonna check out that little stove and give it a go and cook up one of those burgers and see how well it performs without using the little cross members to go across the top. I'm going to try out what that guy said about doing, about sticking the excuse me, pot frying pan straight on the top of it and do it that way. Right guys, got it lit. Hang on, let me see if I can spin you around. You won't actually see the flame that much, I don't think. But that's the little stove I purchased from Temu. And I'm going to give it a go and see what it does. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit and see if sticking the frying pan directly on the top makes a difference, because apparently the flames will come out and just jet out from the side. So yeah, I'm going to give that a little blast and see what happens to see if it makes much difference. Fingers crossed it will. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? So let me get all my kit out ready. Faffing around doing all this. My little Cedar Summit spatula. Love this little thing. Yes, it's a name branded stuff, but I didn't pay a great deal for it. I think I paid I think it was £10 for that. Right. And that was another cheap little buy. I think that cost less than £10 as well. I think that was Amazon. Yeah, very, very sharp. The only problem is the blade discolours on it. So what I'm going to do, wait for that to heat up a little bit, and then hopefully see what happens. Because apparently the flames will come out the side and that's it. But it's going to take some time to heat up. So I will get back to you once it's done. The one thing I don't like about that little alcohol burner is the fact that there's no way of putting the flames out. Like I said in my video when I did the review on it, basically you've literally got to take your cup, put it over the top and just drain all the air out of the cup to extinguish the flame. Whereas my Trangia copy, you just stick the lid, chink, straight on the top, simple as that. Job done, and it's out. But it was only a cheap thing anyway. Yeah, I think it was less than £4 I paid for it. So I didn't pay a massive amount for it. So, you know, if I don't ever use it again, it's not going to be the sort of thing I regret buying. I just stick it in the cupboard. I've got so much camping gear in my cupboards, it's unbelievable. It's like I said previously in one of my videos, I gave quite a bit to my son when he went back to Germany because he came over to visit. Because I had so much and I wasn't using it. And he does a lot of camping as well in Germany. So it was a case of I'm not using it, so I just gave it to him. You know, if it wasn't being used, it's just sitting there, just gathering dust. What's the point in having it? Yes, I have loads of stuff I will use eventually. I've got two lots of kit. There's like a winter kit and a fair weather kit, like summer kit. So it's not as if I'm not going to use all my kit. Yeah, I say I've got loads stuffed in the cupboard, but it does get used bit by bit. And it's like with my tents, I've only got, what have I got? 3 tents. I've got my nature hike, which is a summer tent, which is a big airy tent. This thing, the little reliable sort of trusty old workhorse, that's ideal for doing stuff like this, you know, where you can whack it in places you can't get, something like the nature hike. And I got my wild country, which is my 3-season tent, and it's ideal for what I want. I don't do extreme camping. I'm not going to, if it was like 2 foot of snow outside, there's no chance you're going to catch me out in it, unless you click on loads and loads of subscribers, go and decide and go shh, then I might. No, I won't. No, don't do that. Do not click subscribe and expect me to do a snowy camp when it comes. We don't get snowed on this end that much anyway, so there's no chance of that happening. That's just random like waffle now. And as you can hear, I'm still not 100% after that virus. It's taken a while to go, and it is similar to when I had COVID. That's how it's coming across. Look at that, for a flame on that thing. Hold on, let me spin you around. Now just toasting part of the buns as well to heat them up, because they've been in the chiller. So give them a little bit of a toasty piece on it to warm them up before I put the burger into it. Normally with these burgers, I think you stick them in the microwave, something like that. But obviously I don't have a microwave with me, and I wouldn't use a microwave anyway. Don't like using the damn things. So the burgers, like the burger, I'm only doing one at the moment, is almost done anyway. So I'm gonna, oh, it's a bit warm on my fingers. That bit was flame cold right the way around the top. See, that's the difference between this and gas. Gas you can control. These alcohol stoves, you can't really control the flame that well. That's why I prefer using gas. But these things are so much more quieter. And there you go, one cheeseburger. Cheap and cheerful. I think it's £1.90. So can't go wrong, can you, for £1.90 for that. Right, I'm just going to eat that now. You don't want to see me eating it, so I'm just going to switch you guys off. Right, that's both the burgers demolished now. Not too bad. They're not brilliant. Excuse me. But they fill the spot if you're hungry. I'm now going to start on the Western Gold bourbon whiskey and cola. Going to give that a go. Well, I say give it a go. I've had it before. It's quite nice. And it's going to be quite a noisy night, because this is quite a really busy and active road. Excuse me. Yeah, saying it's a busy active road. I'm just lucky that there's no football or rugby going on, because just down there, I would say, excuse me, about 100 yards, 150 yards is a football ground, and then the rugby ground. So yeah, luckily nothing's going on, because they hold parties there as well. Years and years ago I used to be a DJ, and I did a one in the football ground now. So I know they hold parties there and discos, so I'm just glad it's going to be a peaceful night, in the sense that there's not going to be people up and down here making lots and lots of noise. It's just going to be cars and everything else like that, just general traffic. And the dog walker side, I believe, is teetered off a little bit. There are people walking around still, and you can just hear the peacocks in the bar. I can hear the peacocks, you probably can't. So fingers crossed it would be a nice, quiet, peaceful night for me on my first camp in, what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Long overdue, I know, and it had to be done. Even though, like I said, I'm not on top form, I still feel a bit grotty, but you know, you get to that stage where if you want, you want to go out, you want to do a camp, you don't feel up for it, but you think, sod it, I'm going to do it. Well, that's the stage I got to, where the fact that I didn't feel like coming out doing a camp today, Still felt about, you know, still got the cough, bunged up and all that lot. And I've been at work all week because I went back Monday. So I've had that to deal with, not being on top form, working and then coming out here. But it was a case of either wait for another week or two or think sod it. And I decided to say sod it, I'm coming out. You know, needed to get out, needed that one-to-one time to myself out here in the wild. Well, sort of out the wild because I've got a main road right next to me. One of the camps I do fancy doing is what I've said is my bivvy camp. I've got the bivvy bag. I've ordered a snug pack sleeping bag as well, and it's the type one where it's got the mosquito net inside the hood, so I can leave the bag open and just pull the net over the top, and I think it's got rods in it or something like that. So it's a sleeping bag with the mozzie net built into it that you can just roll up and throw back if you don't want to use it. And before I forget, the other thing I purchased off Temu is these little things. You've seen them before probably if you've watched other people's channels. It's those little face cloths, and I paid, I think, £1.98 for 50 of them, and they really work. You don't need very much water, just drop it into it. Obviously you take it out of the packet and poof, they expand, and you've got a face cloth or whatever you want to use about this big. So I was quite surprised how quick these expand and work. Being a cheap and nasty site, Temu, well, basically it looks cheap and nasty. I thought, you know, excuse me, most of the stuff on there would be just rubbish, you know, a bit like the pound shop sort of thing where you go in and buy something for £1 and expect it to last. Well, I'm quite surprised with Temu so far. I did see on their site that they had a trekking pole tent in there, and I think it was boasting it was something like £199, but they will let you have it for £89. Now I don't know whether to try and chance it or not. If you've bought from Temu before and you've bought any products related to camping and it's always been a success, let me know. Yeah, I'll probably buy one and just give it a go and see what it's like. It's like most sites, it's like most things anyway. It's like when you go into, what's it, Sports Direct, when you see something in there and they've got the recommended retail price £99, but they let you have it for £29. All right, let's go for a walk. I'm gonna go out on the main road and roughly show you, if I can find it, outside where I'm camping to. I've put one of my cans on the wall. Can you hear that in the background? That's what I might have to put up with in the night time. Yeah, as I was saying, I put one of my cans up on the wall. Hopefully I'll be able to see it. It'll be a marker point so I can show you roughly exactly where I am and how close to the main road that I'm camping. And I've had to put my jacket on as well. It's got a bit chilly. It's meant to be summertime, but it's amazing. It's been glorious, boiling hot, all the heat blasting away, and I've had to go back to work. So the day I go out, on my day off, Friday, for a camp, and it's not so hot. It's bloody typical, isn't it? You know, but then I prefer it like this. It's nothing worse than hoisting your rucksack, your backpack, out on your back when it's sweltering. So yeah, I'd rather it stay like this. It's just right. So I'm not going to complain. I'm out, I'm enjoying it, and that is all that matters. And that's why we do this, is because we want to come out and, well, enjoy everything around us, enjoy nature, enjoy the countryside. It's one of the reasons why we do wild camping, and it's one of the reasons why I would recommend it to anyone. Give it a go. Right there is a pathway, and that's Corsham Courts Fields, and this is where all the dog walkers come on a regular basis. It's basically a big lake down there. I might take you down there and show you. and it is a very popular spot for people walking dogs. So I'm right on the edge of that, camping, and I'm on the edge of the main road, and I'm now got to hop over that fence. So I'm going to switch you off, get over there, then I can get out on the main road and show you where roughly I am camping. That's where my can is. That's exactly where I'm camping. And as you can see, I've got one busy main road. And if you look just over there, I don't know if you can see it, that is the spotlights. That's for the football ground. So I'm not far away from the football ground, and I'm not far away from the rugby ground. And also this is one of the main roads, like I said, takes you to, well, it takes you to the big Whitehall centre, but it's also one of the cut through routes to get to Laycock or to Chippenham, and hence the reason why you get so many cars flying up and down here, because it's basically a bypass through, well, basically so you don't get stuck in traffic when you finish work or whatever you're doing. Instead, if you want to come to Corsham, instead of going around Chippenham and you're in Laycock End, you shoot up this road. That's enough random waffle about that, isn't it? Yeah, too much alcohol. But yeah, and down there is the car park for the cemetery or graveyard, depends what you want to call it, depends where you're from. I did check that out all around there, but I couldn't find a decent enough place to do a camp in it, so that was a scrapped idea. I did think about trying to find somewhere in the rugby ground or the football ground, but I thought, oh, better not push my luck. And as hang on, that is what I'm going to have to put up with nearly most of the time. So I'm getting a bit out of breath. It's one of the things with this virus I've had. That's why I said it's a bit like COVID, because it's literally knocked the wind out of me, basically. Right, that is the car park there for the graveyard, and just there is for the football ground. And where I've got to go through, I'll show you when we get there, is basically opposite. Hold on, here we are. Right, hold on. As you can see, that is Corsham Town football ground. I'm right opposite to get in here, and this is where I've got to go. So if that got busy, I would have all that noise all around here. And I will just show you the lake as well. Might as well while I'm here, if you're interested. Right, here we go. This is classified as Corsham Park. And it's quite a nice walk, actually. And a very nice big house, which you've seen if you've watched some of my videos in the past. Right, cool, that sun's bright. As you can see, there is the huge lake. It's massive. It goes right over there and right across. I don't know how big it is, but yeah, it's huge. Right, let's get back to base camp. I've walked past where my camp is, because now I've got a falling down tree and I didn't cross that one. So I've now got to wander all back there, randomly going on, chatting away to the camera. I totally missed my spot. That's how well camouflaged it is in there. So the chances of it being seen is incredibly slim. So I just got to look out for the X on the floor. If not, if I can't find that X, I am totally buggered, because all my kit's in there. So I'm going to have to keep an eye out in these bushes, because it is quite hidden away, as you can tell. And as I walked straight past it and didn't even notice, it shows you that it is very well camouflaged. And as you can see, I found my camp. I'm now back in my lovely chair, right next to the Old Faithful, right there. Now, I don't believe I walked past that without even looking. I struggle to find it because I'm losing the light in the wooded area itself. I struggle to see it. I had walked way past it, and even when I switched the camera off and I was really concentrating on looking for my camp, I couldn't find it. I just briefly managed to see the netting. So yeah, I'm definitely well and truly concealed in here where nobody's going to see me. So when it comes to camouflage stealth camping, massive success. And I would highly recommend, if you're into stealth camping, the Bobcat made by OEX. That tent you can stick basically anywhere. You can roughly see how small of area I have here, and this tent fits. It's an ideal, perfect tent for you stealth campers. If you want to put your tent in a place that doesn't take up much space. As we all know, most of our tents, whether it's a one-man MSR or the Wild Country Helm, it has a footprint that you can see you're limited to where it goes. Now the Bobcat, it's a small footprint on it, and I guess it's about, I don't know, say the footprint size of a bivvy bag. Yeah, you've got the bit that extends up the back, and, you know, sloping bit, but it doesn't take up much space. So yeah, if you are into stealth camping, yep, think about the OEX Bobcat one-man tent. You can't go wrong. You know, it's an extremely good tent. I am excuse me, I am glad I purchased this tent. I've had it for some time now, and I think when I bought it, I only paid £64. I think it's a bit more than that now. It's up to about, I think, £110, something like that. So it's gone up in price, and I know they do the newer version, which is the blue one, the very, very lightweight one. But yeah, I prefer this one. I've seen reviews on the more lightweight one. It's quite expensive, but yeah, I like this green one. It's ideal for doing this type of camping, and if I have to do stealth camping, this is the tent I will bring. No, there's not a great deal of space inside it, but at the end of the day, if you're doing stealth camping, you don't need to bring much with you anyway. I brought more than what I really needed. It was just already in one of my backpacks because I got, what have I got? I've got my OEX backpack, as in the 64 litre or 65 litre, one of it. And then I've got the 36 OEX, plus I've got my 66 Highlander Scottish Army style one, Bergen. So yeah, most of them, most of them, all three of them have got elements of kit inside them already. I've always got my OEX 65 litre, I think it's a 65 or 64. That one's always set up anyway, ready to grab and go if I want to go camping. The Highlander one, the Army Bergen style one, that's going to be more of a wintry woodland camping one. It's so I can go in the woods and basically take everything I need, my firebox and this, that, basically that, everything apart from the kitchen sink I can put in that thing. It's quite a big bag. It's a bit like Doctor Who's TARDIS. It seems to be never ending when you fill it up. You always find more and more space, no matter what you put in it. There seems to be endless amount of room in the damn thing. So yeah, that is going to be roughly a excuse me, a winter tent, winter bag. That way I can carry everything in it. All right, I'm going to leave you guys now. I'm going to listen to some music, put my earbuds in, Not going to use my DAB radio because I want to keep the noise level down. So I'm just going to listen to the music on my phone and just relax and munch on my sweets. I think they're strawberry and bubblegum, something like that, chewy sweets. So yeah, I'm going to open that packet, munch on them and listen to some music, and I will get back to you before I decide to put my head down for the night. So yeah, that's it for now. I will speak to you guys shortly before then, before I go to sleep. And all I can say now is thank you for watching, and thank you to all you guys who support my channel. So feel free to click that subscribe button if you haven't done it. You know it makes sense, yeah. And thank you for all the messages and comments that you've put on my videos. Everything you put on there is really appreciated. Like I said in the past, it lets me know that you guys are watching the videos and that you're interested in what I'm doing and that you want to put some sort of input into it. And basically, you know, you're helping me out if you're sending some advice to me. A bit like I said about how my videos started getting a bit dark, especially in the last one. And that well-known guy on YouTube, I'm not saying his name, he knows who he is, don't you, bud? Pointed out that it's about positivity, not negativity, being out doing this and things like that. If you don't tell me, if things like, he literally was honest, straightforward, and said my videos started getting a bit dark. Now, if he hadn't said anything like that, I wouldn't have realised, because it's just naturally progressed that way. It's not purposely done, it just has done, just the way things are going, like I said. But he pointed it out, and it's thanks to him that I realised that I lost track of why I do this type of camping. It's not an escape from, well, it is an escape, but you know what I mean. It's not hiding away from all the crap there is in life. It's to come out and relax and just to forget about all the negativity that's all around us. And I don't mean just in our lives, I mean all the negativity around us, you know, that other people seem to want to share with you. You know, you always get it. You get it in the workplace, you know, you're always going to get someone moaning and groaning about something in their life. And you're sitting there and you're nodding your head, yeah, because you're not interested, because it's negative, yeah. And, you know, life's short, so you need to live it to the full, or live it to the best you can. And that's what I'm doing, you know. I'm getting out, I enjoy doing this, and this is what I use my time off for, to relax and enjoy those days off. Because, you know, I work 5 days a week like most people. I only get 2 days off, and then on a Saturday I still got to go to bed reasonably early because I got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. So, you know, I make the most of my time off. And like this guy said, with the darkness in my videos, that's stopped. You know, none of that crap's happening. It's all about up, you know, the only way is up. But that's enough random going on from me. You don't want to hear me going on. You hear the car's wheels spinning? I don't know if you picked that up. You can hear in the distance the boy racers with the loud exhaust pipes revving up. You know, big exhaust pipes, you know. The big exhaust pipes compensating for something else, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's it. I'm buggering off. I'm going to eat my sweets. I'm going to listen to some music, and then I will get back to you guys lately before I shut down and get my head down. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, you know, ching ching, well, that's all you got to do. Press that little subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny, all right? And you do help my channel grow, and by supporting it, it is helping me move forward to make more and more videos, because I know you guys want to see more. Right, I finished listening to 1984 hits, and you can't beat the 80s music. I think if I had a time machine, that's where I'd go back to. Yeah, I would, you know, have to go back as a teenager again. Totally miss all the fashion, all the music. Brilliant time of the year, you know, brilliant decade. Because you've got to admit, with the 80s, if you look at music now, everybody is stealing music from the 80s and remixing it and claiming it's their own pieces of music. So it proves that there cannot be any music much greater than the music from the 80s. And if you look in films and TV programs, they're always using 80s music, and I keep getting a leaf dropping in my face. Yeah, so it is a decade that you cannot beat. So if you had a time machine, where would you go? Me, you can guarantee it would be the 80s. I was a bit of a poser in the 80s. Anyone would tell you if they knew, if you know me. Sadly, I don't have hardly any pictures of me, which is maybe not sadly, maybe it's quite a good thing, really. Especially if you see some of the things I used to wear and how I used to dress. Never forget going for a school one time, where I used to go to school. I walked through there, must have been 17. Black skin tight bondage trousers on, boots on up to about here, all buckles down it. 17th century white shirt with all the frills on it. Motorbike leather jacket, soft designer one. Hair all plaited up in places with like ribbons and that lot. I walked down there with my partner, and well, at the time, and it was like a tricky bit of working out which one was the female out of both of us, because the way I dressed. It was a time, it was a decade that you could get away with being flamboyant and being a bit adventurous the way you looked. And I don't think things like that will ever happen again. And while I'm at it, I'm now on the whiskey. And no, it's not a whiskey challenge. Well, it's about 10 o'clock now, and I've lost the light. Well, I say lost the light. In here I have, but you can see just through the gaps, well, I can, there is still light out there. The road is quieting down a little bit. You get the odd car bombing up and down. You will do anyway. Peacocks you can hear in the background. All the dog walkers have gone home and indoors. It's a little bit chilly tonight as well. Temperature's dropped off a little bit. It's not really cold. It's comfortable. So basically I'm gonna finish off this whiskey, have a bit of tidy up, because I've got my cans down there. I've got 3 of those cans I need crushing up, put into a bag, plus my other bits of rubbish, ready for tomorrow to take away. Sort of a few bits and pieces out, and then I might have an early night, crash out and relax. So there's not a lot else to say now, apart from thank you for watching, and hope you've enjoyed this video. And like I said, if you've enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Yeah, and don't forget, you are more than welcome to make any comments, leave any comments, yeah, regards to this camp or any other camp that I've done. Check out my videos, feel free, just go and watch them, you know. I don't sort of like hold you to any contract that if you're going to watch them you have to hit that certain button. It would help, but you know what I mean. Just go and watch them, yeah, see what you think. Your input is valued, you know. Any comments you make is valued. Any advice, definitely valued, you know. We're all learning. This is a learning process, even with experienced campers who've been doing it years and years. And this leaf is doing my nutting. Yeah, as I was saying, even people have been camping for years and years and years. There are still things they don't know about, you know. I don't think you can know everything. You can know most things, especially when it's like doing this type of camping, but you can't know everything. Yeah, nobody knows everything. Bit arrogant by saying you do. Yeah, And if you haven't given camping a go, wild camping, why not? You know, get a cheap tent, cheap sleeping bag, just a little roll mat, whatever. Get out there and just try it out. Yeah, there is nothing scary out here. It's like people will say, especially in the woods, you hear certain things at the night time. Yeah, they're all animals. All the noises you will hear in a wood, you can explain. Simple as that. There's nothing scary in a wood. Yeah, there are certain animals, deer for a start, they will sound like someone coughing. If you hear someone coughing in the woods when you're out camping, wait for that car to go by. Yeah, if you hear someone coughing in the woods, you can guarantee it's a deer, because that's what it sounds like. There are certain animals, I can't remember what it is. There are two noises you might hear in a wood. One of them sounds like a baby crying, and one of them sounds like someone laughing. And they are just animals, just wild animals. I'm talking about the UK sounds. So that's why you hear stories of like when people go out camping and they say they could hear someone in the woods laughing. Well, there's an animal out there, I can't remember which one it is. I should look it up and tell you, but you know, just look up wild sounds in the woods you naturally hear in the UK. But as I was saying, there are reports where people have reported hearing someone laughing in the woods, or a baby, sounds like a baby crying. So yeah, most of the noises you hear in a wood will be animals, nothing spooky or scary. So yeah, if you're worried about things like that, the bumps in the night, just remember 99.9% of it can be explained. The best ones are like hedgehogs, little spiky ball. Yeah, you should hear the noise they make, the grunting noise they make when they're out in the wild. It's unbelievable. Get them in my garden and occasionally, and with the bedroom window open, you can hear them literally grunting away. That's how loud a hedgehog is. So you imagine all the animals out here, badgers, foxes and that lot at night time, and the noises are amplified. You can understand why some people get a bit spooked out when they're out like this and think there's something out here that's supernatural or very, very dangerous and scary. The only thing dangerous and scary out here is your mind. Yeah, if you're in control of your mind, you've got nothing to worry about. And hedgehogs reminded me of a joke, which I'm not sure if I should share with you. Might upset a few people, especially if you own sort of like a BMW. But hey ho, here we go. I haven't told you a really crappy joke for ages, have I? What's the difference between a BMW and a hedgehog? Well, with the hedgehog, the prick's on the outside. Work it out. Yes, that's probably going to offend every single BMW. I'm probably going to get some really crappy comments now. I own a BMW, I'm not a prick. It's a joke, okay? It's just a joke, all right? Just because it was comparing hedgehogs and BMWs, don't get offended. Just smile. Right, I'm gonna crack on with this little cheap and nasty whiskey and probably have an early night. Excuse me. And relax. And then I guess the next time I chat to you guys will be in the morning. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you stayed tuned and kept watching right up to here, and I hope you watched to the end. So yeah, big thank you, and good night, my friends. Good morning. It is 8:30. Not long woken up. Good night's sleep. Woke up once in the night for a call of nature and had about 7 hours sleep, and I'm nice and relaxed. It's one of those things where you can't be bothered to get up. This is what I like about camping. It's so relaxing. This is why I say you should try it.
Quite quiet in the night. As I said, nothing woke me up. About 3:30 in the morning, I think it was about 3:30, I got up to go loot. Excuse me. And all I could hear was the peacocks across the big house, the big country estate house. You could hear all the peacocks calling out noisy sods. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Had a dog woke me up just now, barking. Must have discovered my tent. I moved around and there was a dog barking out there. And then the owner was calling it. So yeah, sort of busted in my camp, as in by the dog. But that's about it. Other than that, it was a really good night's sleep. It's just a case now of getting motivated and getting some water on, make a nice hot drink, have a coffee, and then I've got some porridge there, so I'm going to eat that obviously for my breakfast and then start packing away, and then it's a case of after that planning when I'm out next, which, like I said, if my car isn't working, well, it is working, but if my car isn't reliable enough to drive the 12 miles I need to do to get to that spooky camp when I said I was going to do for you guys, then it will be the case of doing it's only a few miles walk, and I'll do the graveyard one, the cemetery one. That would be my next one, I think. So it's a case of getting that organised and getting my backside in gear and doing that one. That one might be interesting. I'll have to do a recce of it first to see if you can camp in there. I've not been in there just ages ago. When I was a support worker, we walked around with one of the service users, people we were supporting, took them out for a walk, and we walked in there to have a look around. So I know it's surrounded by trees and all that lot. So yeah, do a recce of that before I do it. See if there's a good enough spot to get in. But at the end of the day, I'll find somewhere to do a camp anyway. So yep, that's my plans for the next camp. So yeah, I'm going to try to have some enthusiasm to get motivated, and I will make my coffee and then I'll get back to you guys. Right, as you can see, I've sort of got motivated. Now sat in the chair, the comfy chair, and I'm still waiting for my water to heat up. It's one of the things which is a bit of a downfall when it comes to alcohol stoves. They're quiet, yeah, ideal for stealth camping. But if you are in a hurry or want a rushed cup of tea or coffee, you've got no chance. You've got to wait for about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And I would like to say, camping here is one of the most busiest spots there are in the morning. The amount of people that have run down this little trackway, this path, and people walking their dogs. And I think my water's boiled at the moment. Let's check it. Oh, and I've got boiling water, so my coffee time. Yay. Definitely looking forward to this coffee. So I'm just gonna switch off and get back to you in a sec once I made it, okay? Oh, that's the coffee done. Long overdue. And I've got some more water on the boil to do my apple and blueberry, it says, or I can see from here, in the porridge. So yeah, that's my breakfast. I got 2 of those little Quaker things, ready-made things. So yeah, that's what I'm having for my breakfast. So after that, it's a case of packing up and then making my way home. It's only just down the road I've got to go anyway to go home. So it's not a long walk. Probably about 15-minute walk, if that. Yeah, about 15-minute walk with a backpack on. I might just go out the roadway this time. Yesterday I come across the fields just down that way. But yeah, I'll go out on the road on the way home and then jump in the shower. That's the thing about wild camping. You need a shower after doing it. But yeah, I quite fancy the idea of doing more than just a one-nighter. At present, all my camps have always been just one night. So yeah, if I can, well, not if, I will be able to get the time off work, sort out where I want to go. I would like to do Cheddar Gorge. I used to do a lot of walking up there years and years ago. You can do about a 10-mile walk across the top of the cliff face, and it is, so I'm just checking my water, making sure it's still burning. Not the water, obviously, in the stove. But yeah, used to do the walk across the top of the cliff edges. And so yeah, it's about a 10-mile walk if you do the really long pathway, and it's so relaxing. So I wouldn't mind getting up there and doing a camp. So what do you think of this camp so far? Was it on the stealthy side? What do you reckon? Leave some comments what you think, whether it's, would you classify it as a stealthy type camp, or would you just classify it still as a safe sort of camp? As I said, I've had a number of people running up, doing runs along this path. I've had a few dog walkers. I had one dog bust me. You know, he must have heard me moving. He stood out there barking. The owner was calling him, going, Isaac, come on, what is it? Come on. Traffic outside, so you know I'm right next to the main road, even though I've got a stone wall separating me. So I had loads of joggers going past this way, and cyclists as well. So would you classify this as a stealth style type camp? Guy just walked by with his dog. Even though I'm talking to you guys, he didn't even hear me. He just strolled by with his dog, didn't even look. So yeah, definitely a stealth camp. I'm well and truly camouflaged in here. You see, like I said, I'm only, I guess, about 2 meters from the path, and that's it. So I'm right on that pathway. And the amount of people that walk past, they haven't seen me or noticed me. So yes, it is a stealth camp. I am marking it down as a cheeky stealth camp. Right, I'm going to crack on with my porridge now, get that water in, and then think about packing away. I will also show you one of those tablet things as well. Hold on, bear with me. I'll show you how much they expand, even for a cheap item. So you have to bear with me. Because I need to clean my frying pan out anyway. So I'll chuck a bit of water in there. I'll only put a tiny amount of water in there. Also remember, take your rubbish home with you if you're going to do wild camping, even little bits like that. Even my matches are going in my little rubbish bag. There we go. You can't see it at the moment, but that little thing is expanded to that. So yeah, I'm quite surprised with these. It does open up a bit more than that once I get there. I don't do early mornings. That's what you get from that little thing. So yeah, what thing was it? 195 or 198, I think it was, I said. And it was 50 of them I bought, excuse me, off Temu. So, you know, and I'm not promoting Temu because I get anything from them. I'm just saying that's where I got it from. So if you want to know where to get them from, you probably get them on eBay. I haven't looked. I just, because I was on Temu having a look, because my partner's always buying stuff off the damn channel or damn website, and I thought I'll have a look, see what some of their camping gear is like. I saw a few bits and pieces, so I thought, yeah, I'll try it and see what it's like, because I normally get it from
either eBay, blacks or millets if I buy bits and pieces. So I thought, oh, hold on, someone else is walking by, and nope, they haven't noticed. Even with, because I've got a light on because I'm in quite a shaded area, and still, nope, not noticed. Yeah, as I was saying, I normally buy most of my stuff from certain sites and go outdoors as well. That's a good place to go. I know we'll go outdoors, you've got to buy the £5 voucher, and I know they make it sound like a brilliant bargain when you buy that voucher and you save a fortune, but it's not a huge bargain. You can get the same items, roughly the same price, from blacks, and there are also certain things you can get from millets cheaper. It's like the Bobcat. When I purchased the Bobcat tent quite a while ago now, I can't remember how long it was, about a year ago, maybe a bit longer, and like I said, I paid £64 for it, and it was more than that from Go Outdoors, and I still think it's cheaper to buy the Bobcat tent from millets than it is blacks or Go Outdoors. So yeah, if you're thinking about buying camping gear, check out millets as well. You know, don't just instantly go to blacks or go to Go Outdoors. Try out millets as well, because I've purchased quite a bit of stuff there. And if you go in the shop as well, you can always pick up some really good priced bargains in there. Right, that's it. I'm going to have my porridge now, crack on with my nice cup of coffee, and then, yeah, pack away time. That's the bit I don't like. Packing up, that means the camp is over. And before I forget, that mat idea of sticking it in the sleeping bag, as 2 YouTubers have pointed out, I've watched, does work. It takes up a little bit of the space in the bag, obviously, but yeah, you can move around in it, and your sleeping bag doesn't twist with you when you roll. So yeah, that was a good idea. I don't know who thought of it first, but yeah, stick your sleep mat into your sleeping bag, and when you move around, it just stays perfectly flat. Because that's one of the issues I have, because I tend to move around quite a bit in the night, apparently, so my partner says. So yeah, I do find that the bag does twist when I wake up, and it's all twisted round. So give it a go. And I'm going to try a different type of sleeping bag as well, because I use a mummy. It's quite narrow on the bottom, so I'm wondering if it's with a square bottom one, would it make a difference with the mat in it? So I'm going to try that when I get this Snugpack one, because that's a square base one. And wonder if it means it'll take up less space, sort of thing. It won't be so tight in the bag. But that's it. I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to start eating. So thank you for watching so far. And the next time you see me, I would have packed up and be making my way back and ending the video. So yep, that's it. Cheers for watching, guys. Don't forget, hit that like button, click the notification bell, and subscribe. Alright guys, that is me all done, packed away, and as you can see, no trace left, just a tiny little flat spot there, as you can see. So it's now just a case of making my way home, and that's it. This camp is over and done with. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you have. As I said, hit that notification bell if you want to follow my channel. So until the next camp, it's goodbye from me. Thank you for watching, and roll those end credits.